Hey everyone, it's Health AF. Today I'm going to show you how to squat. So the squat is a very fundamental movement, whether you're weightlifting or just learning how to be more functional in your daily life and not have such a hard time getting in and out of a chair. Now, to be honest, we spend so much time sitting in our chairs and not enough time getting up out of them that most of us resort to using the handles on the side and sliding forward and leaning forward instead of using our glutes. The glutes are so important to your squats. Of course, it is a quad dominant movement, but it is a very fundamental movement that really uses your whole body. So whether you're just trying to be more functional or you're trying to go get yourself some gains in the glutes, you want to make sure that you're doing your squat properly. So here's how you do it. The squat. First and foremost, you want to begin with the feet. So make sure that your big toe is cemented into the ground, your pinky toe is pressed into the ground, your heels feel pressure from your body, and now you're going to use the blade of your feet, the outside blade of your feet, and the bridge of your feet a little bit to kind of solidify your grip and then slightly externally rotate. And a lot of people call this corkscrewing, but I want to make sure that when you corkscrew, you don't keep turning it, you find a stopping place. So you find a stopping place with the corkscrew. And you feel that light up through the sides of the legs and the body. You start to feel ready, tight through your core. So from the side, I want to make sure that you're not excessively arched here. See that arch and the dump of the core? And I also want to be sure that you're not over tucking your hips so much that now you're bent through here. And then last but not least, you can start and end your squat with locked legs. Yes, not hyperextended, but not slightly bent. I see a lot of people start everything from this position, and while that's not terrible for you, it omits a lot of the core action that needs to go on here because you're just offsetting your balance here by your knees instead of using your core right here. So begin by kind of getting what we call tall, tight, ready. All right. From here, you are going to begin slightly bending your knees as you send your hips back. The arms usually go out for balance, and you're going to keep lowering. Now, here's the thing. At a certain point, you might feel like you're tipping back, and that's probably because your toes are lifting up. So be sure that your toes are pressing down the whole time, and that you keep sending your hips back and bending your knees. Because if I stop bending my knees and I only send my hips back, it's more of a deadlift. And if I stop sending my hips back and then I just shoot them right down, I'm getting all this round stuff going on in my back. So we want to find that nice neutral spine. So you're going to send your hips back as you bend your knees. And you'll notice I'm leaning forward a little bit, but my chest is up. It's not down. Right? I'm looking straight ahead. And now I can squeeze through my glutes and stand it up. Tuck those hips at the top. Again, don't over tuck and really go under here. You just want to find neutral. So hips go back and down, squeeze and come up. Your foot placement is usually going to be directly under your hips. Sometimes it's going to be as wide as shoulder width. I know that my width changes a little bit depending on what type of squat I'm doing, and that's okay. Pretty much if you feel comfortable and you're not way out here, then you're doing a regular squat. See, this is much wider than my hips and my shoulders. So just make sure you're somewhere in that realm, and then when you work with me individually, we will find your perfect spot. So some people have trouble sending their hips back, in which case grab a chair and just start tapping it back, tapping it back. And then as you can, tap it back, and then push it away, and then practice from there. A common mistake I see in the squat is people crouching too much. And what that looks like is a rounded spine and the knees going too far forward. So when they squat, they go down, and they only go down. And now at the bottom, I can feel the stretch at my low back. I'm kind of balancing here, but I'm not grounded in my feet. And I'm kind of forced to be in between my knees here. I'm hunched forward. I'm not in the regular squat. So something that you want to do is not go so low that you're in the crouch, but also find your balance, leaning back. So you can be here. I'm not all the way sunken, but I'm lifted just a little bit. And now look at that. You can see my whole squat and not just the crutch, right? So that's one of them. Also, another thing I see a lot in the squat is the knees going too far forward. So it looks like this, right? You don't want this to be a knee exercise. You want it to be a butt and quad exercise. So make sure that you are sending those hips back and using those quads. Hope you found this video useful. I hope you get out there, do some squats, feel your glutes, feel your core, and have a great time. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, please write them below and I will get back to you. And always hit like, hit subscribe, and I will come out with more videos soon. Thank you.